Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be back. We are still on Isla Matanceros, and it is a sad day. As you can see, Jeff, the Struthiomimus, is no longer with us. He is ascending to the clouds. He's out of here. He is on a helicopter. They're getting rid of him. It's nothing more than a helicopter just winching him up. He's, man, that must be really, really jarring for the dinosaurs. Like one of their mates dies and then just ascends to the clouds, and they're like, good lord, where's he going? Jeff? What are you doing, Jeff? Get down from there. You know what I mean? Anyway. Anyway, I do hope you're having a wonderful day. I am excited to be back, and I know we're supposed to be on another island, and we're going there. There's something I want to point out that is going to sort of dictate the way that this Let's Play goes. I'm also going to just grab another upgrade while I explain. So, if we have a little bit of a look at all of this, all of our reputations, we unlock different things through our reputation with science, entertainment, and security. So, for example, our next upgrade here is the Science Center. And if we max out entertainment on this island, we get the, well, not max out, but we get the Innovation Center. Security gets us the Security Center. And this is only on Isla Matanceros. Matanceros. Do I want to pronounce it with like the r in there? I don't know. It's only on this island that we can unlock these things. So we are going to need to come back here, because this applies to things like research as well. Things like skin toughness 2.0, tooth hardness 2.0. These are all things that we're going to need to research and unlock for future parks. Things like the savannah, which I think is one of the skin patterns, things like the restaurant, which is obviously for park guests, the Innovation Center, Science Center, and Security Centers, again, all for park guests. So we are going to need to come back here, and that is something I want to do a lot, actually, is go from park to park, and then back to different parks to unlock different things. And the good news is this park is making enough money that we can do that fairly easily. You know, it's going to be contracts that we need to do, and what I'm going to do is I will take a contract. We'll jump in and see if we can get a new science contract, which is take a photograph of a dinosaur fighting. That's tricky because getting dinosaurs to murder each other is obviously going to be tricky, but there's ways to do that. What we could do is, you know, raise a Triceratops or a Dracorex or Edmontosaurus, not Struthiomimus, it won't fight. The Triceratops will fight, though. So we could raise a Triceratops, put it into the Ceratosaurus enclosure, get a picture of them fighting, and boom, science reputation. We're not going to do that right now. That's not a thing I want to do. This is probably something we could do, though. I mean, get up to 1,600 guests. That's... You know what? We'll do that one, then we'll go to the new island. This really won't take long, I swear. Do we have one of these guys? I think we have a couple of them. What do we not have a lot of? Triceratops? Maybe we want another one of those? We could get another Struthiomimus. We actually have a couple of Triceratops already. These guys can be more social, though. Let's get another 2 of these guys. And let's modify their genome a bit. Make them maybe a bit more interesting. So we'll give them, you know, a nice arid pattern. And we'll say that in terms of defense, they can have a 10% rating bonus. Their viability obviously drops, but that's fine. Because we have a 30% bonus to viability from this thingy. Anyway, Creation Lab thingy. From this thingy right here. Oh. My ability to commentate videos just... second to none. Second to none. Oh yeah, we'll just get it from this thing over here. Right, why not? We'll go ahead and do that. Right, no bother. That's oh, second to none. I guess while we're waiting on those dinosaurs incubating, I do also want to take a moment and actually show you a thing that we're going to be doing in all of our dangerous enclosures, and probably just all of our enclosures, to be honest, which is that we're going to come off the gates, just like so. Incubation failed. Great! We're going to come off the gates just like so. We'll connect them up like that, and if we're careful, well, we can't put a gate in there, but we can put a gate sort of like this. Or, obviously, like this. And what that'll do is it gives us a much more secure entrance to a paddock that has, you know, some kind of dangerous dinosaurs in there, basically. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, you're dead, so we'll go ahead and try and get another one of you. We have the money, we might as well. We'll also grab another research while we're here. Let's say reduced upkeep, perhaps, or ranger reload speed. I think ranger accuracy and reload speed and all that stuff could be useful. Let's see. So dinosaur ready to go. Let's get you out of there. We'll skip over that. We don't need to view it too much. Total visitor count has gone up to 1,513. Hopefully that can go a little bit higher. These guys will not be happy with another dinosaur in there, so we'll not bother with that. I don't know if one more of the same dinosaur is going to be enough to get us up to 1,600 people. If it isn't, then doesn't matter. We'll go to the next park. We'll come back. We'll deal with this challenge at another point. I just wanted to see if we could maybe do it. But if we can't, then so be it. I'm not going to focus on this park for a 4th episode. I like to imagine that most other people playing this game have moved on to like their 3rd park by this point. Whereas I'm just sort of sat here like, you know what? I'm going to take my sweet time with it. That's pretty much where I'm at. But I don't know, man. Like I do want to do these challenges. I really want to do these challenges because they are worth doing. You know, they do get us new buildings and they are important to do as well. So it does make sense. It does make sense to do the challenges. I realize that there's going to be a certain degree of like, hey, can you get on with it already? So we'll see. Anyway, another new dinosaur heading out there. That might push us up to 1,600. Yeah, there we go.
That is a textbook example of
perfect. Right. That's exactly what I wanted to do. It lowered my reputation with everybody else, but we're very close to getting that Savannah skin pattern, so we'll come back. We will get that in the future, because that is going to be it for Isla Matanceros for the time being. We are going to move on. We could go to Isla Nublar, but that's obviously the sandbox island. We're going to Isla Muerta, the island of the dead. We have 3 missions, a bunch of contracts. We're starting with $2.25 million. We will have some core buildings, research, fossil, and expedition. Let's get to it. I don't know if we're going to get a voiceover here in the loading screen like we did with the first island, so I guess I'll keep talking. I guess I'll just keep speaking until Jeff Goldblum or someone interrupts me. Which I think he does, if I remember right. I think he does give an introduction to the island, just not on the loading screen.
As if prehistoric creatures weren't enough to contend with, on this next island, Isla Muerta, you may have some meteorological events. You know, storms, extreme weather, that kind of thing from time to time.
Oh dear. We have storms. Okay, so the good news is that I know how to handle this. We need a ranger team. Cabot Finch, I appreciate, you know, that you're helping me here, but I know what I'm doing. Don't you worry. So ranger teams, ranger teams are going to be coming out of there. Now, this doesn't have power currently. This is not doing so good. We have a broken gate. We have a broken substation. So let's drive this vehicle. And let's see if we can fix this substation. That's Creation Lab. We have the money to fix that. But what I'm looking for specifically is that substation. So we'll get that fixed. And I should be able to tell these guys to go and, yep, fix it yourself, basically. Is what I want them to do. Go and fix all that stuff yourself. And get it up and running. Go fix that bit of fence as well. And then we're gonna need a few of these guys right here. Storm defense stations. We actually have these as well. So what I'm gonna do is immediately put a storm defense station right down here. And that'll protect our core buildings from additional damage, which we really want to be doing. Now these guys are heading on in there, which is totally fine by me. They'll get that fence fixed up. They can then go and look at nothing else. Nothing else is needing fixed at the moment, so that's good. Now there is one thing I want to do here. I want to take a fence from here straight across. Oh, we can't do that. Interesting. Okay, well in that case, let's go. We can't go like that. We can go like that. That seems a little excessive, though. I wanted to do something interesting there, but it doesn't seem like it wants to let me. That's unfortunate. All right. What we'll do is we'll go... That's obstructed as well, really. I guess I can't block the gate. That's fine. We'll not worry too much about it. Let's just close the emergency shelter. We don't need people going in there anymore. Not that there was anyone going in there. We have no one in the park. But we do have some money. We do have some money, so what we can do is, well, possibly two things. We have 11 unused power here, so improve that output a little bit, and improve it again. So we have 19 unused power. I want to get, I think, a gift shop. If I can. I want to get a gift shop. I might have to flatten the terrain a little bit there to make this possible, but I want to get a gift shop in here because I do think that's going to be a good idea. And possibly some fast food. If it'll let me, which is actually seeming like it might not. Now, I can do fast food right there. So I will. And a clothes shop is too big. A gift shop is obstructed. That's unfortunate. And that's all we have. We haven't unlocked anything like the arcade or the toy shop just yet. We have to research those, so that's fine. We have some fast food that'll keep people happy. Let's get ourselves some dinosaurs. I think it's time. I think it's time for some dinosaurs. I'm also thinking that maybe success rate bonuses could be an idea. So maybe a couple of those for this particular place. And let's say that we go, I think, immediately for, I mean, we have a 20% bonus. We could go for the Triceratops. Could go for the Triceratops. They're a little bit pricey. Could go for some Struthiomimus, but the pan's pretty small. So I think we'll incubate 2 Triceratops just there. And I think over here, we're gonna do 2 things. Number 1, tear down that chunk of fence so that this is a slightly bigger enclosure. We're actually gonna do a couple of things. I don't know why I said 2. Success rate, and incubate 1 Ceratosaurus. Never mind the 2. There's not enough money for that. Let's get a ground herbivore feeder just there. And let's get a carnivore feeder just there. And we should be able to turn a profit. Obviously, right now we are spending 15,000 per minute. We are making nothing at all, but we should see that turn around. That really shouldn't be an issue. We just need to wait on the Triceratops, we gotta wait on the Ceratosaurus, and everything should be a-okay. Alrighty, the Triceratops are here. Or at least one of them is. The other one is... well, he's in there somewhere. The The other one's in there somewhere. I guess we're going to be waiting for that one to come out. This one seems pretty keen for some food, which is great news. That'll keep that one happy. We should also see some guests coming through here at some point, which is beautiful. We are making money as well. No, we're not. Never mind. It looked like I feel like we're making money. We're not losing as much as we once were. There we go. There's some profit. I guess we are going to have guests coming through pretty quickly. Hopefully they'll go to the fast food place at some point. But the 2 Triceratops are in. That's already turning us a profit. We are going to be waiting for the Ceratosaurus to come through. Assuming it survives. It's going to be really awkward if it doesn't, because that thing was kind of expensive. Where did you all come from? That's interesting. I didn't realize that these buildings sort of generated guests. That's an interesting way to, like, populate the paths of the park. Same with the fast food place, I guess. I did not know that that was the way the game did it. That's interesting to me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Do we have anyone up here? Yeah, we got like a couple of people. They're staff. Like, they work for us, but they're here. That's something. Fair enough. I guess we need to, we do need to come up with names for these 2 Triceratops, and I'll go and grab some from the previous videos in just a little bit. I want to get the Ceratosaurus on. I want to have a look at our profits. 51,000 per minute. That's not bad. That is not bad. I think the highest profit I've had on any park, either off camera, on camera, or on a live stream, has been actually my live stream park. One of my live stream parks has like almost 600,000 per minute because we have like 3 Brachiosauruses and a T-Rex that kills everything. Seriously, we throw Ceratosauruses at it, we throw Triceratops at it, it just murders them. T-Rex is called Fluffy, by the way, just in case you were curious. There we go, Ceratosaurus. Ceratosaurus. With such a nice pattern on it as well, I love that. Go on, yell, I dare you. Do it. You know you want to, do it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I realize I literally just embodied the kid from that one Shrek movie that's like, do the roar. I love you, daddy. That one. I don't know why I just did that in a video, but there you go. There is some good news. We actually, we haven't. So the 1993 Jeep, there is a method to unlocking that, which is that in any given save game, you need to maintain 5 seconds of airtime in a Jeep within 20 seconds. Now you'll notice I said there's a method to it, and I've built a small mound over there. That's because I'm going to maintain 5 seconds of airtime within 20 seconds. And it's actually quite easy to do. It's surprisingly easy to do. So if everybody could just stay out of my way, don't mind me. I'm sure John Hammond was a drift king in his day. Here we go. So there's a little bit of airtime. That's one. And there's a little bit of airtime. And again, we just go for it one more time. Bit of airtime, come on. Oh. Hey, there we go. So that's literally all you have to do. It's that simple. It's really that simple, and I love that it's that simple because the 93 Jeep is the only Jeep worth having. Like seriously, I love the look of the 93 Jeep. I'm so happy with it. I'm also really happy that we're making $81,000 per minute. That's quite nice. It's not quite enough to get us another Ceratosaurus, I don't think. Nope, we need 600,000 for that, but it's getting there. Is this place actually making any money? It is a little bit. Let's increase the price to like get us 1,000 in profit. So let's do like $8. And let's maybe increase the staff a little bit so we're not making as much, but we can have more people in here. And I think let's also see if we can maybe throw in something like a gift shop. I think that could be nice right beside the emergency bunker. Sure. So gift shop right in there. That isn't really much of a main street, is it? Ooh. So science points if we get 60% of the Dilophosaurus genome. Now the Dilophosaurus, I believe, is the spitty boy. That would be the, if you look at the database, dinosaurs, Dilophosaurus, who are you? Oh yeah, you're that one. Dilophosaurus, oh, we can't actually see it currently, that's annoying. I'm fairly confident in saying the Dilophosaurus is the spitty one. It's the one that's like, it's the one that fires acid, basically. I'm also coming to realize that we don't actually have an expedition center. That's... Yeah, that's something we're going to need to fix. We are going to need to get an expedition center in here. I wonder... Should we... I mean, what's the... Yeah, let's flatten out this entire area. Obviously quite expensive to do so. But I'm going to flatten out that area because that's going to be our area for like all of our functional buildings, I guess. So tear all of that out. Take all of this out. And then we have a good area to work with for the expedition center, asset containment, etc., etc., etc. And it means that we have the rest of the area specifically for, well, power plants up that way, and then, you know, the rest of the park elsewhere. So we'll just sort of flatten all that out. And that should work. That should be pretty good for us. All right, I'm excited for that. We'll get all of our functional buildings in there at some point. I think we could probably throw another Triceratops in, maybe even 2 more Triceratops since they're relatively social. Although we can't afford it. Could throw a couple of Dracorex in there. Could throw a couple of them in. Maybe a couple of Struthiomimus, maybe the Monosaurus, or even one of those guys. I think, you know what? Let's do a Dracorex. We'll do 2 of them when we have the money. So we need $428,000. Yeah, we'll do $428,000. Get 2 Dracorex because they'll be relatively social. It'll obviously be a new dinosaur for the park, so people will be like, hey, a new dinosaur, let's go see it. And that'll hopefully increase the general profits. I actually, to be honest, and this is something, I've seen a couple of people talking about the idea that this game's easy. I kind of like that, in a way. It's not a super difficult game. I think the most difficult island I've played thus far is like the 4th one, which comes a fair bit later down the line, but you start the island bankrupt with a lot of buildings, and it's basically just bulldoze all of these, get yourself a small pen and put a couple of dinosaurs in there and slowly make money. It's not difficult, it's just quite slow. But it is a nice change of pace. And I think this island as well is a nice change of pace because you have to worry about the storms on this island. So I kind of like that it's not a stupidly complicated game. I didn't really want this game to be that anyway, so I'm really enjoying it. That's just my 2 cents on it. What do you guys think? There's a question for you. I don't usually ask questions in videos that result in comments, but like based on what you've seen if you haven't played it, and based on what you've played if you have played it, do you think it's a good or a bad thing that the game is relatively easy? Because I like it. I like that it's not stupidly complicated. I think it wouldn't be anywhere near as fun if it was. Is kind of the way I see it. Anyway, these Dracorex coming up on 60%. That's going along nicely. I'm wondering, what is our profit? 92,000. What's our current rating? So 3 dinosaurs with poor variety. Okay capacity, great satisfaction, great safety. That's good. We get Isla Tucano with the 3-star rating. With a 5-star island rating, we get Dig Team Bravo. Now that's something we need. I don't know if we'll get it before we leave this island, but we need that 5-star rating because that gets us a 2nd dig team, which means we can get more fossils more quickly. I think we need to do that. I do think we need to do that. I think we also need to look at the capacity problems here. So we have no operational hotels. The food and drink rating is 62%. The fun is 100. Shopping, not good. Transport, not good. So I think We might want to see if we can increase the food rating. And I think for transport, I mean, I guess people probably want something like the monorail, which we don't have yet. But we could have a monorail that takes you from like up there down into the park where the dinosaurs are. So that might be an idea. That might be an idea to keep people nice and happy. I'm not really sure. We have both Draco Rex out though. Profits are 106,000. That's exactly what I want to be seeing. I think the next step is going to be... Well, actually, I think we might just need that food and drink thing. Now, for one, this is actually making money. I'm going to increase the staff on this. And I'm going to say that we increase the price of a lunchbox to... I'm thinking $8, $10. Let's say $10 on that. Fast food place is doing all right, making a bit of a profit. I do want to look at that rating like just again, though. So, shopping, not so good. Food and drink, not so good. Capacity, not so good. So, I don't think we need another food and drink place. I think maybe a clothes shop could be useful, though. If only I could fit it in there. I can fit it over there, but that seems too far away. Although it does lead off of a viewing area, I suppose. So maybe it's not too far away. Maybe that's like exactly where you want a clothes store. Let's do it. We'll do a clothes store there. That'll hopefully bring in some sales. That'll hopefully boost the rating of the park a little bit. We need... Well, you know what? Before we even get another Ceratosaurus, it might be an idea to save up a lot of money. And I think what I'll do is I'll put a little cut in the video here. We'll come back in just a moment with a lot of money. And we'll get our research place. We'll get our fossil center. We'll get our expedition teams and the ACU thing. So that's like $1.6 million. Yeah, this'll take a little bit of waiting. Okay, I think this is actually looking pretty neat. Looks like a proper little facility back there. We've got our expedition center, we've got our fossil center, we've got the ranger station, the ACU stuff as well. We don't have a research center yet, and that's actually kind of intentional because we don't urgently need it. What we need are fossils and things like that, so that's kind of why we didn't bother with the research center. We are going to head out though, and we're going to see just what we can do, because we have a lot of new land to go to, things like Ankylosaurus, we have things like Corythosaurus, more Stryptiomimus, Edmontosaurus. We've got dinosaurs. We've got dinosaurs to go and get. So we're gonna do that. We also have the Velociraptor. Well, that's convenient. Sure. Let's grab that. I think we need to get some Velociraptors, if I'm completely honest. I think that might actually be a really good idea. Although we do have a contract for the Dilophosaurus as well, so maybe we'll go Dilophosaurus to start with. I know the Velociraptor is kind of a big deal, but we do have Dilophosaurus genome 60%, and that's going to be easier to do, I think, than getting a Velociraptor with robust digestion, so we'll sort of work on the Dilophosaurus for the time being. We are also going to need more enclosures, and we do, I think, we do have a decent bit of space. Like, we have some space down here we could work with. We have plenty of space up here as well. There's a good amount of space all the way over here that I'm thinking, like, maybe we just put an enclosure right down at the end here, and then have, like, a monorail or something coming down there if we actually happen to go ahead and research that. I think that honestly might not be a terrible idea. Like, do something like a fence just going straight across here. It's obviously, it's quite a big enclosure, but I really don't think that's a terrible idea. I think it'll keep at least, like, the Dilophosaurus is happy, which is probably for the best because those things are an absolute nightmare to deal with. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring this down here, and that can maybe be the side where we put our gate and the creation lab as well. We'll also just bring this around. I know I can curve this fence, and I've seen a couple of comments that are like, yo, you know, you can curve the fences. I know. I prefer to do it this way because this way is just a little more precise than the curves. So we'll do that kind of thing, and we'll just demolish that a little bit. And that seems all right. That doesn't seem like it's not a huge enclosure, but I think it'll be big enough for the Dilophosauruses, and it's actually completely viewable from what... That's actually really, really small. That's actually really, really small. Are they gonna be happy enough in that? I think that's actually smaller than the two we have there. I didn't realize just how small that was. Okay, well, let's just fix that then. I genuinely did not realize how small I was making this. That is fixable, though. We can expand a little bit. We have got the technology. So we'll go to here and do this sort of thing. We'll just expand that way a little bit. Go straight to there and then start going straight across again. And that, I think, yeah, that's going to be a better size for it. The last thing we want to do is really annoy some carnivores, especially some carnivores that have a tendency for spitting, especially when they spit basically acid. So let's try and avoid annoying those guys. I'm also going to just see if I can actually sneak that that fence the whole way along there, because that'll look much nicer than what we would have been doing otherwise. Yeah, we can totally do that. Okay, that's perfect. That's totally fine. The creation lab, unfortunately, can't actually fit where I'd want it, but that's all right. I guess we can get a gate over there. So I guess what we'll do is expand the paddock just a little bit more over to there, bring this straight down, and go like that. And I think we could also just do this sort of thing for a little bit of the old added security just there. So we'll do that, bulldoze those bits of fence, and our gates are going to be right in there, because it will work. I just need to get it rotated properly. So right there, and somewhere along there if it's going to let me, which it actually doesn't seem like it wants to. Maybe we just need to raise the terrain, though, or lower it. I think in this case, probably raising it's for the best. So raise it up like that, flatten it all out. And a gate. Please let me put it on there. It's not going to let me. It's going to have to go on here, isn't it? I guess that's okay. It's not ideal, though, is it? It's not ideal. It's going to have to do, though. So gate right there, that'll be fine. A feeder is needing resupplied. Let's do that. Of course, it is the carnivore feeder. So that's going to be $200,000, which is ridiculously expensive. And if anything happens to those rangers, it's going to be a little bit awkward too. But we'll get it resupplied. And I'll just continue smoothing all this out a little bit to make it a little neater looking. There we go. So yeah, I think that can be our Dilophosaurus paddock. And I guess what we could do is we could try and get the creation lab up here if we can get the terrain for it. Because then the gate is in, around, and behind the creation lab itself. So if we just raise the terrain up here, which is relatively expensive to do, but that's fine. We don't have the money for this because we just spent it on restocking. Okay. That's okay. That's totally fine. Let's just lower some terrain then. Let's put some water in here for whatever ends up in here. And they'll probably want some more trees as well. So we'll just line some of that with a few trees. And maybe up there as well. So that should be all right. That'll hopefully keep them happy. We are back up to over 300,000. We are making 121,000 per minute, which is beautiful. And we do actually have some fossils as well. So let's have a little look and see what we've got here. We have low quality, which I'm going to throw out. We'll sell it because we have a very high quality one right there. So we'll go ahead and get that looked at. And whilst we're waiting, we could also send out another expedition for some more Dilophosaurus specimens right there. And we should be able to get them in a reasonable amount of time. It shouldn't really take long to get our hands on, number one, a minimum 60% genome for the Dilophosaurus, and number two, the Dilophosaurus itself. Uh-oh, we've got a storm coming in. That is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. It looks like all of our buildings, barring that viewing thing right there, might be protected, though. Let's go ahead and open the shelter. Let's get everybody in there. Because if a fence breaks, a dinosaur is going to get out, and we don't want that happening. We don't want people getting injured because a dinosaur managed to escape. So you're all going to be running in there. Get out of the storm. Stay safe, etc., etc. I'm going to take this out because I want to get a picture of it. Obviously. So let's just head over here. John Hammond, the Drift King. Oh, Jesus. Careful. All right. Oh, look at that. People are not keen for the storm right now. They are not keen, but I'm keen for the picture, so there we go. Let me just grab that. Looks all dramatic like. So, sure. Didn't get anything for it. A building's been damaged by the storm. What building? Small power plant. That's bad. That is bad. Go fix it. Building damaged. Viewing gallery. Go fix that. As long as we don't lose a fence, this storm isn't going to be too big of a deal. And even then, if it's a fence on the herbivore enclosure, we should be alright. Should be being the key word there. There we go. So that's being fixed. An expedition is complete. I don't think anything else is damaged. Let's go to fossils real quick. And extract and sell. There we go. So we'll do that. Everything thus far seems to be okay. I think the storm is actually over. So let's just close the shelter and kick everybody out. But it's still raining. I don't care. Get out of my shelter. Get out of my shelter. There we go. So let's go ahead and get the Hammond Creation Lab just over here, which will be a very good thing to have. Let's also just smooth out all of this to make it a little bit less of a steep slope, because I think it's going to look better if it's not a ridiculously steep slope. Maybe even increase the radius of the brush there just to make it a little nicer. There we go. And I think we are also going to want to get a substation just, I guess, probably over here rather than way back there, because we are going to need power for the viewing platform. So, right there. And we'll just bring this to that point. And I guess just connect it way over there. The only issue I can think of is that people are going to complain about the distance. That's the only issue I can think of at the moment, so we might be okay here. I'm also thinking that we might want to just bring a path across like this for just sort of general access to the area. Especially since I guess there will be a viewing thing just here. We'll go for this thing. Turn it that way, and I guess right there works. Yeah, I guess that works. We'll go ahead and bring a path out to here, connect it up. And I want to put some shops on that, I think. I think some shops on that would be a really good idea. So let's just continue this all the way back to the main part of the park. It is just going to be a straight path going through there as much as possible, at least. So out to there, curve it over to there, curve it through that little gap. And it's still got a hell of a distance to go, so let's maybe curve it that way slightly. And we'll just have it go in a straight line through all of there. That gives us a little bit of space there for something. Don't know what that something would be. Curve over here. And go in a straight line. That actually looks like it's going to line up near perfectly. Well, look at that. We have ourselves a path, and we have ourselves room for more shops as well. Huh. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. Let's go ahead and just bring the power all the way through there. We'll bring it over that path. Gonna try and get this to just go as much distance as I can per pylon, since each pylon seems to be about $6,000. So to there, and please, nope, that's not gonna be close enough. There we go. So everything down here should now have power, which is great news. Use the Expedition Center to get a carnivore fossil. Consider it done, buddy. Consider it done. That's going to be no problem at all. So Expedition Center 2, let's go to here. And let's go for a Dilophosaurus fossil. We don't actually have any fossils at the moment, so that's all right. Let's just, I guess, maybe put some shops down here. So say, well, we can't do it there. Can't do it there either. Do we have anything smaller? I think the fast food place is quite small. Yeah, the fast food place will totally fit there. All right, so fast food is going to go there. And next to it, I think we want to do a clothes store. So just like that. And I can't help but feel that that's going to be good business. I really can't help but feel that that's going to be good business. Especially with carnivores in the place behind it there, you know? I feel like that's going to be really good. As long as the carnivores are happy. That is kind of the thing here. If the carnivores aren't happy, then, well, it's going to be good business for the carnivores themselves. All right, so we just got the carnivore fossil, which is good news. Let's go ahead and sell that one since it's not very good, and we will absolutely extract that one since it's going to get us from 42%, hopefully to 50%, which is not a bad place to be with the Dilophosaurus. It would mean that we can start incubating them. I think we might want to look at success rate 1.0, success rate 1.0, and possibly, you know what, success rate 1.0. Let's go for a full, like 30% bonus to incubation from here, because I'm hopeful that we're about to pass that 50% mark in the Dilophosaurus, meaning things will go really well. How's it going, Claire Deering? Voiced by the actual actress, but unfortunately a character that I'm not interested in talking to right now. I'm trying to run my park here. I'm trying to run my park. It's that simple. That's what I'm doing, madam. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna just send out another expedition for, I guess, more Dilophosaurus. I guess that's the way to go, just get more Dilophosaurus. And actually, that's something I hadn't considered. How much is the Dilophosaurus actually going to cost? Disease. Well, this could be rough. Do we have the cure for the disease? I just added a new team. Didn't want to do that. We don't. We need to research bracken poisoning. Okay, well, I guess we're getting ourselves a research center then. Anywhere out here I can put a research center? Looks like right there, actually. Which is probably good news. Doesn't look like anywhere over there. So yeah, research center is gonna go right about there. I said right about there. So we'll get that. We'll research bracken poisoning. We'll cure the dinosaur. We're still making over $100,000 in profit, despite the buildings down here probably not being used all that much at all. And despite the fact that we only have like a couple of dinosaurs. I think we have 6 in here and 1 carnivore. I think we're doing all right. I genuinely think we're doing all right.